let's look at functions. So what is a function? Well, if I had two sets of numbers, and I'm going to call one of them x, and then I've got another group of numbers over here, and I'm going to call them y. What a function does is, if there's a particular value in x, the function shows a rule that associates this value in x with some corresponding value in y. And this is the function that performs that. So there might be multiple values in x here, and they might all correspond to multiple values in y. And this we call a function. Now, if I think back for a moment to what I have here, I have one set of values of x, one set of values for y. I could come up with three situations here. I can have three situations involving my two sets of values, x and y. So the first one that I could have is that if I had a particular value in x and it corresponded to a particular value in y by some function. This is called a one-to-one situation. My second situation I could have is, again, I'd have two sets of values, x and y. I have two values in x that associate to the same value in y, and this is called a many-to-one situation. So two separate values of x would both be transformed to this value for y based on some rule. The third situation I have is that I have one value in x being transformed by some rule to two values in y, and this is what we call a one-to-many situation. So one-to-one, one value in x following a rule to associate it to a value in y. Many-to-one, multiple values in x being associated by some rule to a value in y. And one-to-many, one value in x being associated to multiple values in y. One-to-one situations, these are functions. And they're functions such as linear functions, etc. A many-to-one situation is also a function. And this would be something like a quadratic. So minus 2 all squared is 4, and 2 all squared is also 4. A one-to-many situation is not a function. So if you have any situation where one value in x goes to two values in y, that is not a function.